Just happy to be here. Obviously, we kicked off our season a few weeks ago, and our team's ready to compete this spring as we are in our non-conference schedule now. We'll start after late this month. We'll play our first Big Ten match against Ohio State. We'll have spring break, and then we'll get into the meat of our schedule with our Big Ten conference matches. So happy to have Devin and Kat here today, and we'll go from there.
Coach, what did you take out of the experience to go to the national indoors?
It's the first time that our program's gone to the national indoors, which is something that, as we talked about last spring with our team, is something that we earned. We earned that opportunity to go there. So that was a great experience for us. We went to Nashville, which was a little challenging travel-wise since it was a snowstorm that weekend. But we competed hard, and we learned some things about our team that are going to help us to grow, just like we did this weekend in our match with Pitt. I was actually very proud of the way our team competed there as well. And I think those experiences are going to make us stronger as the spring goes on.
For the two student athletes, what did you guys think of the national indoor stage, being able to go down there?
It was really cool to see the different competition and playing teams that wouldn't necessarily be normally in our schedule just because of geographic reasons. But it was really good to see how we are very close to that level. We feel like, and with all four of those teams there, we of course had Bandy, who were the national champions, seeing them play and seeing actually, you know what, we can compete with these teams very comfortably.
Yeah, to piggyback off that, I think the experience was wonderful. I think it was definitely a challenging weekend for us as a team. Obviously, we had a lot of adversity with traveling conditions. I mean, I think we can all laugh and say we were pushing a car through the snow in the morning before we competed at 3 p.m. that day. So there was a lot of adversity that weekend, but we came back, and I feel like our team learned a lot, and we definitely improved this past week.
Coach, you've gotten production out of a lot of different spots in your lineup this year, which is a good thing. But how do you guys, moving forward, get that consistency and see that production from top to bottom as you guys move into Big Ten play?
Sure. I think first and foremost, we've got to be healthy. We had some injuries and illnesses this past weekend, and so we adjusted our lineup. But kind of that next man up type of mantra, you know, Kat hadn't played singles in a little while, stepped in and won her singles match this weekend. And Devin played number 1 this weekend, had a really competitive match, could have gone either way. So I think getting healthy will help our team. The experiences from some other folks getting maybe it's a different doubles lineup or different spots in the singles lineup is going to help us moving forward. And then I think the experience from last year, our team really grew as the season went along and got stronger as the season went along. And I expect that this year. Obviously, nothing comes easy, and we're going to have to continue to work hard on a daily basis. But I think you're going to see our team grow as the year goes along.
Okay. Catherine, Coach talked about you getting a singles match this week, but you've seen a lot of time in doubles. How important is that doubles point? What's the mentality like to go into that doubles match knowing that it can be an important point in the whole grand scheme of it?
I think it really helps set the tone for the whole match. So I think what we focus on a team a lot is to try and have a lot of energy right from the start and just be extremely positive. It's so fast, especially now with the new format. It's just a 1 set to 6, and some def juice. So we, I think it's like just really helps set the tone for the rest of the girls going on for singles, and we just try and give as much energy as we can. And so far, we've done a decent job at that.
Yeah, I mean, you've been in some close matches this year. How do you think that's going to help the team grow in some of the close matches so early?
It's definitely great for me mentally because it's going to make me mentally stronger later in season. I think even in the fall, I had a lot of close 3-set matches. And for me, I'm playing higher up in lineup this year than I did last year. So it's just kind of adjusting your game style a little bit and understanding that girls at a number 1, number 2, number 3 position just make a few more balls. They don't throw away that 30-all point like some girls do in the number 5. So I think for me, it's just kind of accepting that and going, okay, I need to make the return. I need to make a first serve. And also I think trusting in my abilities and saying, okay, I'm in this position and I need to believe in myself that I can win. So I'm kind of just saying to myself, all right, I'm prepared to lose a little bit at the beginning of the season so that when it comes down to Big Ten play, I'm ready. And in that third set match, I've had that experience at that 30-all point sudden death deuce to pull out the win. So fingers crossed, at least.
Quick, from a team perspective, though, how about the fact that you played four games in 2 close, very close matches? How does that help the team collectively?
Sure. You know, college tennis is a lot about playing under pressure, especially with the new format like Kat touched on. It's no ads when you get to deuce. Whoever wins the next point wins the game. All these teams, they're really close in ability. So it's who can play better under pressure and many times. And if you look at our success last year, we won a lot of 4-3 matches later in the year. And we had some of those that went against us earlier in the year. And those experiences and being in that situation and that competitive environment, you tend to relax a little bit more in that situation later on if you've been in those experiences before. So it'll serve us well, but we've got to keep grinding away also.
Coach, do you guys have any specific expectations or goals for Big Ten play upcoming?
Do you guys want to take that one?
Well, I mean, I think we're going into Big Ten play this year in a position we haven't before. We won a lot of Big Ten matches last year, and we were an underdog in all of those matches. So I think we're going in this year with a big target on our back. I think a lot of teams, definitely lower in Big Ten, want to take us down, which is exciting. I mean, I think that's Penn State for you. Like, I think everyone wants to get a W against Penn State. So that's exciting. And I think for us, we made semifinals of Big Tens last year, which we had never done before. So I think we want to achieve that again, and we were really close to making finals last year. So I think if we progress like we did last year, we're going to give ourselves the best opportunity to do that and more. So, yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree with Devon on that. I think that we also believe in ourselves a huge amount as a team to be able to reach that goal and further it even in each year, and we can really see how the program's progressing over the years. And Big Ten's getting stronger every year as well at the same time. The depth is really, really strong. So we're just excited to start playing those matches and see where we're at, really.
I guess I'll piggyback on that. We finished fourth in the Big Ten last year and made the semifinals, which were some of the best results for our program in history. And obviously we want to continue and grow that. And like Kat said, it's a tough conference. If you followed much of the play over the weekend at the ITA National Indoors, Ohio State beat the defending national champion Vanderbilt. Michigan's perennially a top 10 or 15 team. But we're pushing. We're pushing. Our match with Michigan at the Big Ten Championships last year was a very competitive match, and we're looking to grow from that this year.
For the players going into those sudden death deuce points, what's your mindset going into those clutch points?
I think over time, it took a little bit of adjustment, but we've been playing it now for on and off for over a year. So I think what's so key is to have a very clear plan for your point, and I feel like you can have a lot of confidence in you need to have confidence in yourself at that point, and the best to just play your game on those points and to not be waiting for someone else to mess up or whatnot. So I think that's personally a really key point for me to focus on.
Well, sudden death deuce is probably the biggest adversity now to college tennis. I think that's why now we see so many upsets is due to the sudden death deuce. So for me, probably going in beforehand, I'm just thinking about making balls. It's making that person play an extra shot in any capacity whatsoever. But after those points, if you win them, you're that much more pumped and ready to go because that point is so important. And it actually makes every point in the game that much more important because you don't want that sudden death deuce. You don't want it to come down to that. So for me, it's really just pushing the person across the net that much more and making sure that they have to play one extra shot. So, yeah.
Would you say that's more your style, kind of grinding it out from the baseline, or are you more aggressive?
I would definitely say I'm more aggressive, but I do, when it comes down to it, I'm going to run down every ball, but I definitely would say I play a little bit more of an aggressive game style, I would say.
What about your cap?
I think that I'm personally probably more. I'm not quite as aggressive as Devon across the baseline. Like my strength is to be able to chase down and make a lot of balls. So, for me, I'm trying to keep like really focus on hitting through and pushing the player around as much as I can, and then just keep working the point basically.
Anything else for coach of the student athletes?
Can you just talk about your transition from across the pond to American?
It's quite a transition. It's a very different way of life, but I absolutely love it. It at the start, I think it was a huge adjustment for me. Like, there's sport in England, like especially at university level, is just not as nearly as big a deal, and you probably would be lucky to have 2 people turning up at your matches. So it was really great to have come and just a team, and just being so proud to be able to represent a school is just something that I hadn't seen from back home. So I've absolutely loved that experience of it, and Dev and I were talking about the other day how much we've grown from freshman year, and how much things have changed along with the program, and how much we've progressed. It's really cool to see, and such a great opportunity that I'm very thankful for.
Anything else? If not, thanks, coach. Thanks,
Sure
Coach.
thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you.